I recently made this video. I asked a very important question. This game won Game of the Year. I have no problem with Game of the Year. I'm not here to critique it. I've abandoned it. I don't care. I don't watch the thing. I mean, I watched a little bit because actually I was working and it was on another screen. I watched a little bit of it, but after I was done working, I got up and went to go watch Avatar with the kids, the cartoons, the old school ones. And in the comment section, it's very peculiar, some of the comments that I've been seeing. Now, I even mentioned that, hey, by the way, this game, as much as people will talk about it, many have not bought it. Even some PlayStation fans agreed with me. One in this comment thread said it's unfortunate that a game like this is not being supported. Another one, when I replied to another comment saying how Starfield Early Access pretty much beat this game, they tried to call me lame and said that I'm citing something about a game that was in a subscription service compared to a fully paid game. When we have the data, they tried to show data to me. They said the data does not support that Starfield was not a flop. And I said, kid, before you start talking like a middle schooler using words like lame, you got to understand that there was an early access and we got to see about 250,000 players who had paid about $90 for Starfield on Steam. That's not even including those who paid $30 on Game Pass. I paid the $30 price point on Game Pass because I had a free weekend. So I got to play some Starfield back then. So when we look at those numbers and we look at the cost and we look at the price, that is a significant amount of revenue. And then on Steam, the game appeared on one of the top selling games on the platform in 2023 with a peak of about 330,000. This is after release, after launch. When you look at estimates, the game sold at least 4 million copies on the platform Steam alone. That's not including Xbox and, the Game Pass monies that probably came in, with over, at this point, 11 million players having got access to the game. So what's going on here? We need to look at what the data set is telling us. PlayStation is selling a lot of these consoles. But what are the PlayStation gamers actually playing? The evidence is right here in front of us. I went through Matt Piscatella's LinkedIn to scroll back and find Astrobot. And I found it as one of the sales around the time that EA College FC came out as one of the top selling games. After that, I could not find this game on any of the user, time spent data that existed that he's been able to get a hold of. Do you know what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're in the age of information. Check this out. It was at number 15 in this particular week. This is what I was looking for. September 14th. Astrobot shows up as number 15 in the ranking, and the week previously was at number 34. This is still impressive, but it disappears. It disappears. It doesn't reappear again. It goes away. And I was very surprised because I was like, this game won Game of the Year. And nobody on the PlayStation platform, other than those who probably bought it at first, is bothered. In fact, what's funny is the word on the streets, and you have to go back and dig through a lot of the history, is that this is the kind of game that many PlayStation fans had roasted Nintendo for. Yet, the developers and the makers of the game come out and literally thank Nintendo for having made this kind of game. There is a schizophrenia within the PlayStation rankings in terms of their player base, because the vocal community, you've misrepresented the playing community. I'm not saying that you guys have done anything bad. I'm just saying that if somebody looked at y'all on the internet and watched the YouTube videos and read the tweets on Twitter and went to say the PlayStation subreddit, you will get an entirely different picture. But then once you look at the data, you will see an entirely different PlayStation community underneath the surface. And that's the biggest one. It's the biggest one. Look at Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong comes out August or so. It shows up. It stays strong, right? It's doing good. They're talking about it, right? They're talking about it. And then all of a sudden, even a game that big, it disappears. So what's going on here? What's going on here? At least I, as a PC player, I know the behavior of the PC community. Over the past few months, I've learned the behavior of the Xbox community. They're not hiding it. They like Call of Duty, they like Fortnite, they like Roblox, they like Minecraft and Sea of Thieves and all these games. They never came out here to posture online. They never did. This is why you can't even, when they say, oh, well, Xbox games don't sell well, like they'll say, right? They'll throw it out there, even though we have data to, pretty much throw that away to get on a game by game basis, or at least, back it up, right? But at least they're not posturing saying that they're buying single player games and all this stuff online, or on Twitter, or on YouTube, or in my comment section. Because I saw one that I've blocked many times. This one is a troll. He listed all these PlayStation games. And I'm like, bro, you can list from now till tomorrow, and Apex Legends will still smack every single one of them on that list. Because as much as you know them, it appears that many PlayStation players don't even know them. And then that's where you start seeing even PlayStation fans turning on one another, saying that, oh, they're filled with casuals and all of the above. So is this a matter of hypocrisy, or is this a matter of just a lack of information? Are many PlayStation fans even informed about their own ecosystem, or are they just here to just list war and console war? There's a lot of studying that needs to be done, guys, because you're going to see a bunch of people talking and talking and talking and talking on the internet. But there is no substance to back up what they're saying, because once we peel off the covering to figure out what's under the hood, it is shocking. Like, it's shocking to see it this way. And this is just a rando guy on YouTube on a small computer. I say a small computer. It's not small. But, in a little corner, making video based on data. Let me give you guys what I think is going to pretty much do the gaming industry in. And this is not relegated to just Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo. What's going to do the gaming industry in is all the posers are going to get exposed. All those who are actually eating good are going to get revealed. In fact, we had always kind of talked about Nintendo, in that regard of, oh, Nintendo is eating good. No. Nintendo is more than eating good. Y'all are just, this is it's a disgrace, that we have not spoken more about Nintendo in that regard. I get it. Nintendo is not the most friendly company. I don't like them in their competitive stance. Like, they can pound sand for all I care. They won't see a dime of my money. However, the fact that a lot of PlayStation fans will walk all over Nintendo and then go make claims that are bogus is very, very weird. Right now, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has sold, based on the estimations that we have, at least close to 3 times of PlayStation's highest selling game, and probably up to 5 times of Xbox's highest selling game, depending on what number you're talking about here. I think Xbox has a game that sold a bunch of copies. I don't know what it will be. Well, I mean, Call of Duty now, I guess it doesn't count anymore. Xbox was probably way down on the list, but since they bought Call of Duty now, they just kind of got up there. But this reality behooves many people talking about the console conversation. And so I guess there is work that needs to be done. And PlayStation, like I said, is just like a regular company with cutthroat business tactics. But they have perception in the media so strong. But let me show you that perception continues to hemorrhage. It just continues to do so. Even within their ranks, the developers know what's true. They're the people on the ground game. And he had to thank Nintendo without actually mentioning the name of the company, and mention that he's not mentioning the name of the company to emphasize the fact that when you say you have no grounds, I think a lot of the PlayStation community have some inflection to do. They have no grounds, none at all, to come out here and start castigating Xbox fans. Man, they got work to do. They have work to do. Selling a box that's not pushing your games is quite the most fantastic thing I've seen that nobody wants to talk about. And I remember just a few months ago when Destin and Paris Denard and Mariah McCaffrey sat in that IGN panel and were all talking about Xbox and its console sales basically being a misnomer. Not a single one of them pointed this out, that even though PlayStation is selling consoles, its consoles are not pushing its games. Phil Spencer was on point when he knew exactly where Xbox needed to go to get stuff done. And that is inside of the games. Like, when I mean inside, I'm talking like not like going to go hire third-party developers, to block a game from going to the opposing platform. No, I'm talking getting in there. Like, getting in there and making the games. Even Amazon gets it. Amazon, with the Throne and Liberty game and their other game that they brought out, the other MMO that they did, I think it's called New World. They get it, and they're the bookseller. What's PlayStation doing? Trying to block Crimson Desert from going to Xbox. What a childish move. And then they come and call this a win? Oh, I gotta go. Talk to me in the comment section. Peace out.